Welcome to my podcast. Today I'm going to talk about another case which I talked about before, and it's common and it's raising in the UK. So basically, after you introduce yourself and double check the patient name and date of birth, the patient usually they are young people or children who might have issue and it's not clear thing that to spot on early on, and it has been estimated nearly 79 to 80% might have this problem, and it's categorized as mental health issue, and it can be severe and can be debilitating and can lead to suicidal risk as well. So basically, we need to recognize those signs and symptoms and try to address them and try to provide the essential support early on if it can be spotted on early on the situation. So basically, the patient might come by his parent or her parent, who might say, "Oh, doctor, my child is not eating as it should be. They're quite thin. They're not listening to me. I'm concerned about this." Or maybe she noticed that when they eat, they need to go to the toilet immediately, purge. So in that situation, you will start to think about basically anorexia nervosa. So you will ask the mother or the child if they wanted to speak. What's your issue, and can you tell me more about it? And then you will ask, is there any thought or idea what might be the reason underlying that? If there is any expectation from today consultation, and is it the first time? How it all started? Is there any reason for that? Sometimes young girls, they have like a role model, or maybe she has dreams to be a model herself, so she start to starve herself, start to do too much exercise, not eating enough food, and might lost weight and might be very thin. Or her body mass index is lower than it should be, with usually those conditions lower than 17. So in that condition, you have to assess the case carefully and take history, and especially if it's a young girl, ask her about her period, if she started menarche, or if it's regular or not. If there is any history of lightheading, dizziness, hair loss, if there is any history of noticeable fatigue, or you can also assess her knuckles if they are tough and thick, which indicate that she's inducing vomiting. Also, you will inquire about if the patient says I'm dizzy or I'm having a low concentration. You will assess also by sending for some blood test to just check her hemoglobin and her essential element like potassium and blood sugar, and maybe send for ECG, and try to work out what's the whole thing, and also ask if there is any medical history in the family, and if there is any family history, same issue, and if there is any medication that the patient takes. So sometimes you may be taking some medication to stimulate peristalsis, and she might have diarrhea or passing poo more than often. All of that can be an indicator for eating disorder. So all of that should be considered basically, and then try to work out what's their understanding about the whole situation, why they're doing this. Is there any particular reason? Try to provide the support they might need, because in such a situation it can be a medical emergency, I have a case who had the same issue. She was a teenage, and she was admitted to the hospital. She lost a lot of weight. She was really skeleton. Even when I saw her, it was really scary for me to see her, because this is not the girl I know before, how she looked like. So in that situation, you need just to address them and try to tackle them, and with the essential support, with the network around here, because it can be a severe situation, and it could lead to loss of life and suicidal ideation and self-harm, and it could lead to compromise depression as consequences. So in that regard, it's been stated that it's a killer in hiding, which basically means that it could affect the mental health of the affected or of the suffering, and it could lead to detrimental consequences that we don't wish to see. So by that, I hope that I'm just topping up to the previous case that I spoke about in my previous podcast about anorexia nervosa, and how to try to give some time in explaining and trying to work out the support needed in this situation in order to reach a fruitful outcome. So I remember in that case I knew she was admitted and she was treated, and then she was supported by her family, by her mom who looked after her, and now she's completely a different girl from the one she had the issue previously. And always safety net, if there is anything doesn't seem right, always go to the A&E or to the GP immediately. Thank you.